used to laugh, we used to cry, we used to bow our heads then wonder why. And now you're gone, I guess I'll carry on and make the best of what you left to me. Left to me, left to me. I need you like the flower needs the rain. You know I need you. Guess I'll start it all again. You know I need you like the winter needs the spring. You know I need you. I need you. And every day I'd laugh the hours away, just knowing you were thinking of me. And then it came that I was put to blame for every story told about me, about me, about me. I need you like the flower needs the rain. You know I need you. Guess I'll start it all again. You know I need you like the winter needs the spring. You know I need you. Guess I'll start it all again. You know I need you. I need you. I need you like the winter needs the spring. You know I need you. I need you. Like the pine trees lining the windy road, I've got a name, I've got a name. Like the singing bird and the croaking toad, I've got a name, I've got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did. And I'm living the dream that he kept hid. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Like the north wind whistling down the sky, I've got a song, I've got a song. Like the whippoorwill and the baby's cry, I've got a song, I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it gets me nowhere, I'll go there proud. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. the fool I am and I'll always be. I've got a dream. I've got a dream. They can change their minds, but they can't change me. I've got a dream. I've got a dream. I know I could share it if you want me to. If you're going my way, I'll go with you. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phil, and welcome to Fill in the Blank. We do this the first Wednesday of every month. That's our current schedule until it changes again, but it's the first Wednesday of every month. Today's September 1st. It's the first Wednesday of September. So I did those two songs, I Need You by America from 1972, and Jim Croce, I've Got a Name, or I Got a Name. If you look it up, sometimes it's I've Got a Name, sometimes it's I Got a Name. But I think the original was I Got a Name, and that was from 1973, Jim Croce, of course. And I love those two songs, of course. They're from my childhood. Hopefully they're from some of your childhoods as well. And but 1972-73 was probably one of my best years ever. When you look back on your life, at least when I do, sometimes I look at, like, what was the best year of my life? And I've had a lot of good years. Okay, quantity, yes, but quality as well. But some of the years, unless I really, really think about them, it's like they kind of just fade away. But there's a couple years that I have that are just extremely, extremely important to me. And one is 1972-73 school year. And the other one is my freshman year of high school. They were two just amazing years for me. And I like to think I've got good years to come as well. But in 1972-73, I was in sixth grade. And my teacher at the time, his name was Mr. Barron. And he was a very significant character in my life. And, sadly to say, one of my dear childhood friends, Greg Welsh, passed away a couple weeks ago. And he grew up in the neighborhood that my parents still live in. His father still lives in the same neighborhood as well. And we grew up together from second grade on. I think we were probably in every single class together. Second, third, fourth. I could tell you every single teacher. Miss Nina Mia, Miss Benioff, Miss Ojeda at Portola Highlands when we had to get bussed over, Miss Biddle in fifth grade. Sixth grade was Mr. Barron, so on and so forth. And Mr. Barron was just a very, we were actually discussing it when we reconnected on Facebook, Greg and I, and we were saying, yeah, Mr. Barron was our favorite teacher. He was, and I think for quite a few different reasons. I mean, we're just on the precipice of teenage years, and Mr. Barron was our first male teacher. We'd never had a male teacher up till then. And to find any male role models in school, until you got to high school, you just really didn't find very many. So in all my elementary years, and nothing against ladies, of course, I had great teachers. But Mr. Barron, he was our first male teacher. And he was a Vietnam veteran, and he was a runner. He used to take us running after school. And he used to sometimes we'd have 12 or 13 kids just following him up in the hills behind Skyline College, going running and jogging. He would take us to races on weekend. So that year was just a very significant year for us. And Greg and I, as I was kind of reflecting on mine and Greg's interactions over the years, and we talked about how Mr. Barron was just such an important person in our lives. And so I'm going to do another song from 1973 right now by a band who I actually didn't know who it was. I had to look it up. But this song reminds me of the seventh grade dances that we would have at school. to wait forever? Will I have to suffer, cry the whole night through? When will I see you again? When will our hearts be together? Are we in love or just friends? Is this my beginning or is this the end? When will I see you again? 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 Precious moments, are we in love or just friends? Is this my beginning or is this the end? When will I see you again? 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 Oh, sweet babe, when will I see you again? When will I see you again? Yes, Greg, when will I see you again? I will see you again, my brother. But that was by a trio called The 3 Degrees. The 3 Degrees. And When Will I See You Again? That was from 1973 as well. The song always reminds me of the 7th and 8th grade dances at Pacific Heights School, where all the boys would just kind of sit there and fearfully ask somebody to dance to a slow song because he didn't really have to know how to dance. But yeah, I love that song. But Greg was such a, we played baseball together all through San Bruno baseball, Pee Wee leagues, midget leagues, teener leagues. Got up to into high school. We played high school ball together as well. And so, yeah, he's just one of those guys that was always in your class. Very funny person. We used to go to summer camps up at Skyline College together. When they were building the apartments that are up on Skyline in Westboro now, it used to be a shopping center. We used to go to movies, the Fox Skyline Theater, but when they were building those apartments, I think they're condos now, we climbed up in the construction site when there was just framing going on, and you could just kind of like climb around there, and we used to take our baseball cleats and pretend like we were mountain climbers. We'd go to the hillside behind Skyline College with our baseball cleats because they had metal spikes on, and we would use them to climb up kind of like steeper places and pretend like we were mountain climbers. And never forget that. But Mr. Barron was an important teacher in our lives. And, I might have told some of you the story about Dewey Waddell. I'm sure I've told most of you, but if you haven't heard it before. So Dewey Waddell was the name of a prisoner of war from the Vietnam War. And so when I was in Mr. Barron's class, there was this little fundraising thing kind of going around that if you paid $5, you'd get a metal bracelet and the engraved name of a service member that had gone to Vietnam and was either missing in action or a prisoner of war, POW. And you could remember them in this way, kind of keep them on our minds. And at that time, 1972, there were still prisoners over in Vietnam that were being held. And so my particular prisoner that I had was Dewey Waddell. And I didn't meet him actually, but I tracked down Dewey Waddell just not that many years ago, and found out that he had been released. So the guy whose engraving I had on my little bracelet was released in 1973. And I found an article about him, and I kind of want to show you this picture because I have a picture of him. Okay? Let's see if this works. Tell me if you can see this.
So this particular story that was in Time magazine was about a Vietnam veteran. So vets were still being held prisoner over there, and they let the press in to kind of interview the Vietnam army that was holding them captive. And so they let these photographers come in and take pictures, and but they told them certain things. You cannot talk to any of the prisoners, and that's it. You can't talk to them at all. And so this particular prisoner of war, if you look closely, he was being led by an army officer that had a machine gun, had a gun on him. And he knew that he was going to get his picture taken. So what happened is, he said, as he walked with his eyes down, he knew at the end of the little rice field that he was going down, if he looked up, he knew he would get his picture taken, and that somebody back in the States would see his face, his family maybe, and know that he was alive, because they had no idea he was alive. And that's what he did. And this is that picture. And this happens to be Major Dewey Waddell, the person whose engraving I had on my steel bracelet in 6th grade. And yeah, that's just an amazing story. That I didn't find this article until decades later, and that I even knew that he was still alive. And it's just an amazing story to me. And so I'm still kind of overwhelmed by it all. But I'm going to do another song from 1975, okay? And this is going to be a hard song for me. I was doing a practice earlier today with our tech team, with Rick Navarte, and we kind of practiced our network connection. I went live on the internet. And so, yeah, they heard me, if anybody caught it, they heard me probably squealing for practice purposes. But this is a song I want to try to do by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Who
Okay, they didn't end it that way, but that's the way I ended it. Frankie Valli, who can sing like Frankie Valli, huh? That was also in the show The Jersey Boys. If you happen to see the musical or heard about the Jersey Boys, that was one of the songs. And I love that little middle part that they do. It's like... Anyway, that's me trying to pretend like I'm a guitar player, okay? Sorry. Yeah, that was Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons from 1975. 75. But yeah, I've been, kind of back to 6th grade, because that was where the entire Dewey Waddell story was born out of. And then running actually with Mr. Barron after school. And he used to take us to these Dolphin Club races, these cross-country races. And that we would do. Sometimes we'd have 11, 12 kids packed into a Volkswagen Bug, and he would drive us to Golden Gate Park for these races. And I guess our parents didn't care about us because, who could cram 12 kids into a Volkswagen Bug and be driven by their teacher to a race somewhere? But I still have these little ribbons and medals and stuff from running these cross-country races. And he was such a... I wanted so much to be like him. I remember he used to have Nike running shoes. And it's like, Nike, what is that? Oh, it's this little company. It's this little company up in Oregon, and they do shoes, and they have really cool running shoes. And so that's when, Nike running shoes were barely even known. And I remember getting my first pair of Nike running shoes in 6th grade. It's like they were amazing. And he used to have this watch that was like a chronograph watch. And so I wanted a watch like that so badly because it was so cool looking. And I got this watch for Christmas. I ordered it. They shipped it to you in a water bottle to prove that it was waterproof. It wasn't really waterproof because the lens on my watch was fogged up forever. It was always fogged up. Like, how your headlight lamp sometimes gets fogged up? My watch always looked like that. But, yeah. Love to be like Mr. Barron. He actually took us to run the Beta Breakers that year, too. That was in May of 1973. We ran the Beta Breakers, and there was only 4,000 people in it. And that was back in the times in the San Francisco Chronicle when they would list all the names of every runner. I mean, now they had 75, 100,000 people that run in them, so they don't do that. But back then, on the day after, the Chronicle would list the names of every single runner, and I still have that newspaper clipping that shows where I placed and everything. And ran that with Karen Davis as well, one of my classmates, Karen Davis. Was in that similar neighborhood as well. This is a Matt Redman song. Sacred King, oh holy King, how can I honor you rightly? Honor that's fit for your name. Oh sacred friend, take what you did lightly. Friendship instead of disgrace. For it's the mystery of the universe. You're the God of holiness, and yet you welcome souls like me. And with the blessing of your Father's heart, you discipline the ones you love. There's kindness in your majesty. Jesus, those who recognize your power know just how wonderful you are when you draw near.
Jesus, those who recognize your power know just how wonderful you are. You draw near. You draw near. You draw near. You draw near. Oh, you draw near. Draw near. You draw near.
Sacred King, Holy King, sacred friend, holy friend. Yeah, I consider Greg and Mr. Barron sacred friends as well. They're sacred friends. You know, I started wondering after talking with Greg, I started wondering, like, well, whatever happened to Mr. Barron? Like, how could I find Mr. Barron? And I decided that I was going to call the San Bruno School District and ask their HR department if they carried records of the teachers back then. I tried Facebook, and I wasn't really sure what his first name was. There was a rumor going around that his first name was Appleseed. That's what Greg told me. His name is Appleseed Barron. And it's like, well, we didn't know what his first name was. We just called him Mr. Barron. And so I called the school district, and I tried to find, like, well, what happened to the records of Pacific Heights School, because now it's part of Skyline College. And they said, oh, it got absorbed into the Pacifica School District, and so you might want to call them. So I called the Pacifica School District. Kind of told them I was trying to track down my 6th grade teacher. And they kind of got excited about it too and tried to look for me, and like they couldn't find any reference to anybody, Mr. Barron. And they said, well, you know, maybe he didn't have a teaching credential, because perhaps he was a Vietnam veteran. So sometimes you could teach without a credential. You got like a special waiver. And if you have a teaching credential, you might not show up in the databases. And so I thought, oh man, I wish I just knew what his first name really was. And I kept, I was kind of scratching my head over it. And this has all happened like about 4 or 5 nights ago, last week. I'm home by myself and I'm thinking, wait a second. I have that newspaper article from the Beta Breakers in 1973. And I had just seen it recently because I was kind of organizing some old photographs. So I went and I got the article that listed every single name. Now, the font was so small, and I had to put like 2 reading glasses on to be able to see it. I mean, it's like, and a magnifying glass to look at the names. And I looked through every single name. I wasn't sure where he finished in that. And there was a kind of a big joke going around because I finished before him and I was a student, but I think he was running slow. So I found my name, and then I looked afterwards. I looked at it and I found it. Allan Barron, Allan. I looked it up. And so when I Googled it, blam, immediately a substitute teacher came up, Allan H. Barron. And he was a substitute teacher in down in Southern California. So I called up that school. It was part of the like Saddleback School District or something. Called them up, said, I'm trying to track down a teacher. He taught at your school as a substitute in 2017. That's just a few years ago, because I wasn't even sure if he was still alive, to be honest with you. But it looked like he was alive. And they said, well, we have confidentiality. We can't really tell. Give me your name and number, and maybe we'll look and be able to call you back. So I gave him my name and number, and hope they would call me back. They still haven't called me back at this time. But it's time for a song from 1970, okay? I was feeling kind of sad. It kind of felt like it was raining on me, okay, even though we haven't had rain in a long time.
Someone told I know I can't stop and wonder. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? I want to know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Yeah, 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 yeah. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? I want to know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? All right, that was Creedence Clearwater Revival, John Fogerty from El Cerrito, California. That's where the band was from. They're a Bay Area band. And I'm going to use part of that song in one of our upcoming services at church, just so you know. So I'm preparing you now. You will hear a part of that song at church, at our Reardon site, on a Sunday morning. I'm going to slip it in. I was going to keep it a secret. Nobody outside this group right here knows, okay? So only you guys know. I'm going to put that song in. All right. There's a reason why. You have to look and see. So anyway, never got a call back from that school in Southern California. So I decided I was going to do a little more people searching on good old Google. So I'm looking up Alan Barron, and I'm kind of finding one that looks like he would be 78 years old. And I thought, 78, yeah. He would have been in his late 20s when I was in 6th grade. This has to be him. And it has him as an address in Southern California, but it also had him living at a place in San Francisco. And I probably shouldn't tell you the number, okay, but I had the number in San Francisco. So I put this last Friday, 4 days ago on Friday, I put his address into my phone, Maps, Google Maps, and I got on my bike and I rode to the house in San Francisco. I rode to his house. I don't know if he lives there anymore. I don't know if he ever lived there. I don't even know if it's right. But I rode there. I followed all the left and right instructions, and I got to the address that it showed online in San Francisco. And I thought, well, I'm on my bike. I'm sweating. I've got my bike helmet on and stuff. People are probably going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to do it. I'm on a treasure hunt. So I walked up the stairs. I knocked on the door. And this kind of older lady, the older woman, she looks out the door. Is this going to help you? I go, does Alan Barron live at this address? She goes, no, he moved. He moved. A long time ago, he moved. I go, oh. Because I think he was my 6th grade teacher, and I'm trying to track him down. I promise I'm not a crazy person. And she kind of chuckled a little bit, and she opened the door slightly, and I said, I'm vaccinated. And she opened the door and kind of laughed a little bit and said, well, you know, I'm just a renter here. I just rent. He's actually my landlord. He lives in Southern California now. I go, really? Is he missing a finger on his left hand? She goes, yeah, he is. And he's a runner. I go, that's him. That's Mr. Barron. That's my 6th grade teacher. He was missing a finger, not from the Vietnam War, but from an accident he had when he was young. And that's what we remember about him. He had this curly black hair. He was, you know what? I have a picture of him. Okay. I wasn't planning on doing this, but let's do it. I'm going to look up an old picture. Where is it at? Okay. Let's see if you can see this. Okay. These are 4 pictures that my brother sent me that he had in his little picture box
from the Beta Breakers in 1973. And Mr. Barron is the guy with the white hat on, curly hair. And that little kid next to him in the upper left is me. And there's a kind of a blurry picture of us in front of the Beta Breakers sign. And that lower right-hand picture is with the red sleeves. That's me finishing the Beta Breakers, coming in, and my parents took a picture of me. And so, yeah, I found this old picture of us, and that's Mr. Barron. That's him. And I'm still trying to find him. I'm still trying to connect with him. I found him on Facebook Messenger. I sent a message, but I kind of get the feeling he might not be technical. And so he hasn't, you can tell he hasn't read my message, but I'm trying to find him. I really want to connect with him. I need to tell him a Dewey Waddell story. He has no idea. He doesn't even know. So if there's a way to find a phone number, he lives in Laguna Woods, California. I don't know how to find a phone number without the phone book, and 411 doesn't work the same way anymore. I just can't find him. Anybody can find a phone number for him. Allan, Allan Barron, Berrin, in Laguna Woods, California. His wife is Kathleen Barron, and they're both living down there, from what I understand. I would love to find him. Okay. I want to do a song now by the Everly Brothers. The Everly Brothers, yeah. Trish Ward told me that Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day was in a little duet that did some Everly Brothers covers. And I noticed that Don Everly had just died in this past month, I think. Just passed away. Phil Everly, the other one, had died earlier. So I thought I would do one of the songs one of their songs. That song was also made popular by Linda Ronstadt, I think back in the 70s and the 80s maybe. And yeah, but the harmony of Don and Phil Everly was just amazing, amazing harmonies. They influenced so many bands. They influenced the Beatles, who, of course, the Beatles went on to influence so many other artists. And it's funny how those dominoes always slip by. And you know, not that I have very many dominoes after me, but Mr. Barron certainly influenced me in such a tremendous way. I just can't wait to talk to him sometime. And but you know, I go mountain bike riding up in the hills behind Skyline College, and I have memories of we used to run back there. Our 6th grade class would run back in the hills behind Skyline College, and it's where I learned how to suffer in endurance races and learn how to appreciate fitness and just cross country running and yeah. All right. The rest of the story is not over. It's not over. All right, I'm gonna do another song. Another song from a later time. I'm going to tune my guitar very quickly first, because I'm capoing my guitar on the 5th fret. We used to run, actually Mr. Barron's class, we would run time trials every Friday. I never won a time trial. Clifton Matthews, one of my classmates, Clifton Matthews, he won every single race that we ever did, every Friday. And there was one time he got sick, he wasn't there on a Friday. I thought, I'm gonna win. And I didn't win. A fellow named Matthew McCluskey. Matt McCluskey. Wow, where'd that name come from? He ran and he beat me that time, so. I don't know what year this is from. If we can't solve any problems, why do we lose so many tears? Oh, you go again when the leading man appears. Oh, always the same theme. Can't you see we've got everything going on and on and on? Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Ooh. Go on and go free. Maybe you're too close to see. I can feel your body move. Doesn't mean that much to me. Oh, I can't learn the same thing. Can't you see we've got everything? Don't you know, you know, you know? Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Can't you see we've got everything, even though you know, you know? Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Ooh. So that song is probably most well known by Paul Young, but he didn't write it. He didn't write the song. It was written by Hall & Oates. And I never actually knew that until I was looking up this song. And I listened to their version, and I like Paul Young's version better. But yeah, Paul Young did it. That's kind of in MTV's heyday when they were showing videos, music videos all the time, and he did a music video, and he was very popular as well. He sang in the Don't They Know It's Christmas group song for Africa, raising money for Africa. And Bob Geldof put that together, but Paul Young was one of the soloists on that song. Do They Know It's Christmas? If any of you sleuths out there found Mr. Barron's phone number, get it to me. I'm going to look back over the comments afterwards. Okay. I'm going to look him over. Okay. I'm going to do a song now from 1996, actually. Man, we're kind of I've been talking too much tonight, huh? You know, I'm not going to do this song from 1996. I'm not going to do it from 1996. We're getting near the end, and I got to do my little Beatles medley, okay? All right, it's time for some Beatles, because I promised that we would do Beatles. Okay, we're going to start with the Beatles, and this is from 1965, Rubber Soul, Capo 6, for you guitar players out there. Is there anybody going to listen to my story? All about the girl who came to stay. She's the kind of girl you want so much it makes you sorry. Still you don't regret a single day. Ah, girl, girl. Girl, girl. When I think of all the times I've tried so hard to leave her, she will turn to me and start to cry. And she promises the earth to me, and I believe her. After all this time, I don't know why. Ah, girl, girl. Girl, girl. She's the kind of girl who puts you down when friends are there. Feel a fool when you say she's looking good. She acts as if it's understood. It's cool. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, girl, girl. Girl, girl. Was she told when she was young that pain would lead to pleasure? Did she understand it when they said that a man must break his back to earn his day of leisure? Will she still believe it when he's dead? Ah, girl, girl. Girl, girl. Girl, girl. Girl, girl. All right, they kind of, girl sort of fades out on the record, but that was from 1965 and from Rubber Soul. And you know, it's just the following year, 1966, that the Beatles did their last live concert. I just read an article about it actually in the SF Chronicle, our newspaper, on SF Gate online, but it's the Chronicle if you get the newspaper. And they kind of were giving little little facts and tidbits about that final concert because it was at Candlestick Park, and how appropriate that Paul McCartney did his final concert at Candlestick Park as well. But the Beatles did their final concert, live concert there. And I think one of the reasons was, they were experimenting with music, and Revolver was their next album. And the music that they experimented with, they couldn't really do it live at the time. Funny enough, those could be done live nowadays with tracks and things like that, but they couldn't do them live, so they stopped performing live. And this next song is actually one of the songs that was on their Magical Mystery Tour album in 1967. And here it goes. Day after day, alone on a hill, the man with the foolish grin is keeping perfectly still. But nobody wants to know him, they can see that he's just a fool. He never gives an answer, but the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Well on the way, his head in a cloud, the man of 1,000 voices talking perfectly loud. But nobody ever hears him or the sound he appears to make. He never seems to notice, but the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Nobody seems to like him, they can tell what he wants to do. He never shows his feelings, but the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Listens to them, he knows that they're the fool. They don't like him, the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. All right, that was Fool on the Hill from Magical Mystery Tour. And, Paul McCartney, he was such a creative person. I mean, he's known for his music, and the melodies that he created and all the songs. But, he was such a creative person because it was kind of like when they got bored with the Beatles, he wanted to, reinvent themselves. And so the next thing was Sgt. Pepper's. So he said, hey, what if we were like a pretend band? And so Sgt. Pepper's was actually a concept album, and because it was a concept album, they could do whatever they wanted to do. So you had songs like When I'm 64 and Mean Mr. Mustard, and no, that was from a different album, so I'm sorry. But you had Little Help from My Friends and A Day in the Life. And, George Harrison was experimenting with Indian music, and the use of a sitar didn't really fit within their other songs. But when they got into this concept album, it's like, yeah, sure, George, let's hear the sitar. And so they were all able to express themselves in a different way. And it was a concept album because they didn't have to be the Beatles. They were Sgt. Pepper's. But that whole thing is just so creative to me. And it goes on with Magical Mystery Tour and just the different ways that the Beatles reinvented themselves. And it's just, thought it was amazing. I'm getting close to the end. I can't do the third Beatles song I was going to do. I'm going to do my final song of the night. And my little intro is going to be from Air Supply, though. Little tuning to do here. Can't stand when a guitar is out of tune. Might as well run your fingers across the chalkboard for me. I realize the best part of love, this thin a slice. It don't count for much, but I'm not letting go. I believe there's still much to believe in. So lift your eyes if you feel you can. Reach for the star, I'll show you a plan. I figured it out, what I needed was someone to show me. You know you can't fool me, I've been loving you too long. Started so easy, you want to carry on, carry on. I know you can't fool me, I've been loving you too long. Started so easy, you want to carry on, carry on. On this thirsty desert ground, in a dry and barren land, I bow down. I need you now. You are calling, I will come. To your river I will run. I bow down. I need you now. Oh, living water, oh God, my Savior. If I ever needed you, I need you now. Oh, living water, oh God, my healer. If I ever needed you, I need you now. You're the start and you're the end. You complete what you begin. I bow down. I need you now. You are calling, I will come. To your river I will run. I bow down. I need you now. Oh, living water, oh God, my Savior. If I ever need you, I need you now. Oh, living water, oh God, my healer. If I ever need you, I
Just like the desert needs the blessing of the rain, just like the winter waiting for sun again. I need you now, just like a river as it reaches for the sea, just like a song that needs the sound of melody. I need you now, just like the desert needs the blessing of the rain, just like the winter waiting for the sun again. I need you now. I need you now. If I ever need you, I need you now. If I ever needed you, I need you now. I need you like the flower needs the rain. You know I need you. Guess I'll start it all again. You know I need you. Like the winter needs the spring. You know I need you. I need you. You don't realize how much I need you. Love you all the time and never leave you. So come on back and see just what you mean to me. I need you. I need you. I need you.
All right, that was my little I Need You medley of Matt Redman's I Need You Now, a little bit of America's I Need You, and a little bit of the Beatles' I Need You. Okay. All right, thanks for bearing with me tonight, and sorry I didn't get some of these other songs, but yeah, I wanted to share about 1972 and 73, the loss of my dear friend Greg Welsh. I'm going to go to his memorial this weekend. I think I might be singing at his memorial service. I'm not sure. If they want me to, I will. And Mr. Barron, my long-lost sixth grade teacher and former running partner. I apologize now for beating you in the Beta Breakers. Okay. All right. Thanks for bearing with me tonight. And it's been a blessing. And I just ask for God's blessing over each person here tonight. May it rain down upon us. As the rain falls, may it cleanse us. And when it does fall, may it cleanse us and wash us away and make us new again. Pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Thanks again. Have a great month, and I'll see you the first Wednesday of October. All right. All right. Have a good night.